Hey everybody, it's your old noise pal, Grant Hires, and welcome back to Hardtech Studios. Now today we're going to be looking into the Volca FM, the Korg Volca FM. We got a screwdriver, multi-screwdriver actually, all kinds of good stuff in there, and a little piece of tape to stick the screws on, that way we don't lose any. Now of course we got a nice, soft, fluffy towel to sit it on top of. That way we're not hurting the screws, and of course I'm going to be extra careful. Now first of all, we should take out the batteries here. Let's do this right. Because, you know, I've actually not looked into it yet, but there might be some screws under here that we have to undo. I'm going to put the batteries off to the side. It's a bunch of batteries for this little guy, but it can do a lot of stuff though. Alright, so we got the batteries out, and let's just start with these deep screws first. See where that takes us. I'm going to start with this screwdriver here, right here, a Phillips. Now, if you're following along, if you do this, if you open the back of this, you are voiding your warranty. So, be aware. Now, I am an expert at voiding warranties. I'm not really an expert at doing stuff like this, but I am an expert at voiding some warranties. And in case you wonder how they know... Whoa! Yeah, and I already lost a screw. Okay, be back in 1 sec. Found it. Alright, that thing just hopped out of my hand like a little grasshopper. Alright, so let's take a look right here. Gonna see if we can zoom in a little bit. Now you see that white stuff? That's wax. And they drip that in there so they can tell if you did mess with the screws or not. Which is one of the best ways to void a warranty. Now of course this is the boring part. Having to carefully unscrew all these screws. Now, you can't really see it here, and I'm not focused, sorry about that, but trust me, you didn't miss much. Now, all these screws right here are going to match, like all the ones in the recess pots are going to match. These ones I'm not so sure of, they look different, so I'm going to be putting these down here so I don't accidentally grab one that is meant for another hole and strip some screws or threads. So, let's get on to the next one. There we go. And of course be nice and gentle because these things are not made of metal. They're made of, I want to say flimsy plastic, but you know, I haven't cracked one yet. So there's another. Let's get this one right here in the middle. Now I have not done this yet. You know, I just showed you there was still wax on the screws. So I don't really know how this is going to go. That's not to say if you're not curious, then you should do it. But that's not to say that if you are curious, you shouldn't do it. Now this one is obviously different from the rest, so we'll put this off to the side a little bit. Get it stuck on there. And if you're curious, this is I Love Bacon tape. Because who doesn't love bacon? Oh, wait, yeah. I guess a lot of those people don't. There we go. And the tip of my screwdriver is magnetized because you really don't want to lose these screws, despite how many of them there are. But, excuse me. But you have to be careful once you get inside here. You put a magnet up to the wrong piece, especially on a digital piece of equipment, and it can do some damage. I'll put this over here in this little section. Ooh. Awkward silence. Well, I guess I should talk about something while I do this, huh? Let's see, what should we talk about? Let's see. Really looking hard at the Roland Ira MX1, the mixer, the performance mixer. But, there's just not a lot of information about it from, real users. There's a couple forums, but I want to, ask the really, really deep questions. I just don't want to be like, oh, well, how many effects are there? I know how many effects there are. I am very curious about the computer connectivity. See how well you can integrate it into your DAW. I always hated that word DAW. Kind of weird sounding. DAW. But yeah, really looking at those. And it seems like they're not very popular, so maybe the price will go down. I could save some bucks. Alright, I think that is all of them. And I feel things getting loose, so let me put my screwdriver down and see if I can work this panel off. Gotta figure out how it connects there. There we go. See, the front is starting to come off. I gotta be careful though, because some of these buttons and knobs and such, well, there's something that is, Let's see, I don't want to break anything, of course, but there's something that's keeping the thing from coming off. Let me make sure. No, nope, there's one screw. I missed one screw. That's why you have to be very, very gentle. You got to listen and feel. Make sure you're not feeling any creaking or cracking or hearing any. Now, of course, we're hearing lots of sounds from this just by handling it, as any Volca user will know. And it's kind of scary. You think you're going to break stuff. And this one isn't coming out easy. Might have to spank it out. Let's see. Sometimes the screws and gravity work against each other. Oh, okay. It was just loose enough to go ahead and let go. So, let's get this magnetized screwdriver out of the way. And here we are. Now we got cables connecting the battery section and the speaker section. Let me do some light adjusting so y'all could see better inside this guy. See, I hope that's going to help some way. I know it's bright and awkward, but there's lots of detail in here. Let's see. And of course, I don't want to disconnect anything. And oh, look at that. Not really a lot to show there. But I see some more screws, so let's go ahead and give that a try, huh? So I'm going to move this light again so it's not blinding me. There we go. So let's get cracking into these ones. Now right here, you can see there is a piece that is connecting another circuit board right in there, if you could see. So when we pull this one off, we still have to be very careful. So, and these screws are, I think, the same as the ones on the bottom of that piece of tape. And of course, you want to avoid touching the circuit board with your hand as much as possible. Let's see, yeah, those are the same type. But just so I can remember how many's supposed to go where, I'm going to put these right in that section. So, keep on going at it. So, okay, let's talk about something else. As some of you know, not many of you apparently, because I am not getting a lot of attention over there, I have a second YouTube channel. I actually have 3 altogether, but one of them isn't music related. But the second one is my artist channel, Down Zero. That is my artist name. Hardtech Studios is more about showing off the gear and jamming it and demonstrating it and all that. Where my Down Zero channel has like whole chunks of albums with like fun slideshows, some weird twisted music videos, a couple live performances, stuff like that. But like I said, it's not getting a lot of attention. It's only got 32 subscribers right now. So I am very seriously considering just kind of getting rid of the channel and putting all the videos on here. I think it's 15 altogether. And continue like that. So if I make another video for Down Zero track, I would upload it to the Hardtech Studios channel. So it wouldn't be all about the gear anymore. So I would kind of like some feedback from all of you to tell me what you think. Would y'all like to see my more artistic side with some cool music videos and live performances, stuff like that? Or you want it to be strictly gear demo based? I really hope y'all can reply to that, because it's a very serious thing I'm thinking about. Right now I'm kind of thinking about going for it, but I want to hear what y'all have to say. So I believe we got all the screws off of that now. So we're going to very gently see if it'll come up. But you know what? Is there a screw hiding under there? No, there is not. Okay. But yeah, something about around right here is keeping me from pulling it up any further. Ah, I see. Now we have to see if we can pull these slider caps off. And I don't think I'm going to be able to... Oh, there we go. You got to believe in yourself, Grant. Believe in yourself. That one's tough, though. There we go. So now, since that is the only thing with caps, these knobs are just, they're the straight pots. They don't have any actual knobs on them. The knobs are built in. So now, we can separate that and very gently begin to pull this up. And we have to kind of observe what we're doing, because now we're pulling all of the knobs out of the front of it. So now you can see the front is hollow looking. And this circuit board right here, I'm sorry to disappoint you all, I'm not going to open that one. We're going to leave that a mystery. Maybe somebody braver will do it. But there we go. That is the front circuit board of a Volca FM. Or the main circuit board, not the front. And, wow. See, all these parts right here are little tiny micro capacitors and resistors. I mean, there's a lot going on there. Let's see if I can, my lighting in here is terrible, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see what happens if I kind of get a good grip on everything. See if I can focus now. You know, look at that. See the tiny little chips? More chips. Gonna have to excuse me, I got a little bit of allergies this morning. Pollen rate is high. Plus we just had a big rain down here. So yeah. And let's see. There is some interesting stuff on the back of this one, so let's go ahead and get a focus on that. Let's see if I can just... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna... There we go. Now I got something going. Okay, sorry about all the shaking. Now, if you're going to ask me what any of this is, I mean, we open a Casio SK1 or something, I could tell you what everything in there is. But this is beyond my knowledge. So, from here, I think we've looked at everything that we can really look at. Let's go ahead and flip this around, show you where things are connected. Again, right there is where, oh, you can't see anything right now. Yeah, this cable right here, that's where the output goes to the speakers. Ooh. And of course you got a small separate output area for the actual plug. And that's where the battery is, which is right next to the power adapter plug. So from here, I'm going to reassemble this thing, hopefully properly. And I don't know, I might put a fast forward effect on it, unless I start yakking again. So, well, that'd be a surprise. Alright, so it's obviously going like this. And if you do decide to try this out because you're curious, want to get your own look in at it, or maybe you want to open this part up, which is really not that much more dangerous. I just don't think that it'll be that interesting in there. Make sure you don't use a towel fresh out of the dryer due to the static. You know, that could be a bad thing. This is not being very friendly. But it's not really supposed to be user-friendly in that way, now is it? So now we have to get all those knobs angled back in there. You can see the program parameter knobs being a jerk. There we go. Sorry if you couldn't really see that perfectly well. Okay, and from here, we're going to flip it back around carefully. Carefully, I said now. And we're going to start screwing things back in. Alright, so this is the section we were using. There we go. And we're going to start with the middle screw to kind of get things anchored. And make sure not to screw too tight. Once you feel enough resistance, go ahead and stop. Okay, that should be good. You can always tighten it a little bit more later if you're not feeling confident about it. And of course, whenever you use tape, make sure not to use tape that will leave sticky residue, because you don't want that on your screws either. Okay, there we go. While this tape does not leave any sticky residue, it grips it pretty good. Be careful not to get any wires caught in your screws. You definitely don't want that. Well, I'm not a very good vlogger, am I? Just way too many awkward silences. It's like watching one of those videos of some kid who just doesn't know what to say. But they have a misleading title saying that it's about something cool. Okay, and one more. Okay, and I believe that is it for all the internal screws. So let's go ahead and set this back. We're going to go ahead and turn it around, get the caps back on the sliders. That'll help get things nice and stabilized. Okay, and let's see, what are we using now? We're just going to go in reverse what we were doing. So again, I'm going to kind of go along with a more centered screw here. And I am using a screwdriver over a power drill because even with a weaker power drill or a Dremel tool, if you're using a Dremel tool for a power drill, you know, just the tiniest bit of a wrong trigger pull can completely, really rip open one of these machines, especially the Volcas with kind of flimsy plastic. And like I said, it seems sturdy through use, but I don't want to really risk it. I mean, they're not super expensive, and they're pretty readily available even today after so many years of being out, because they're, for the price and the size and battery power, they're good units. I mean, a great way to start out on your own little electronic music creation adventure. Great way to test the waters without having inferior equipment. And of course, you know, people who use, like, you know, those big wall-sized modular synths, and or a desktop full of electron gear, they probably don't think too high of the Volcas. But I mean, really, why would you if you have stuff like that? But they can also be great companion pieces for electron pieces or modular synth pieces. I mean, they kind of fit in with the modular synth pieces simply due to the gate in and out alone. I mean, that's a pulse, so you can use that for modular synths. I've got videos where I use a pulse for other things than just syncing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, my finger's stuck. That's why I have the corners bent. So I have something to grip on that isn't sticking. So make sure to be careful with that. Adjust this light some more. And one more. Where's it go? Right there. Y'all can still see, right? So yeah, this Volca FM model number 694 is officially voided. The warranty is voided. So if something happens to it, I can't just send it in after so long of having it and say, fix it. Because, nope, it's your fault. You screwed it up. But I am going to turn this sucker on right when I'm done, after I put the batteries back in, to show y'all that no harm was done. And like I said, and showed you how there was still wax on the screws, nothing wrong is going to happen. And I've never done this before with this piece. I've done it with other pieces. I've opened up my Dave Smith Evolver. What else have I opened up? Let's see. I've opened up my, Elisa's SR16, obviously, because it's circuit bent. Same thing with my, what do you call it? What's that thing over there? Kawai K1M. Yeah. I got a couple videos with that too. I should make some more videos with the Kawai K1M, shouldn't I? Most people don't really get into my circuit bent videos, I've noticed. And that makes me curious. So y'all tell me, what is it about my circuit videos y'all don't like? Does the concept scare you, or is it just a little too out there? Go ahead and leave a comment with your opinion on that. I'd like to know. Now, if all of a sudden everybody says, oh, well, I just don't like the sound, well, I'm still probably going to put my SR16 in some videos because I just love playing with that thing. And I'm still going to make some K1M. But if I get a lot of comments saying that the process scares you, makes you worried, maybe I'll make some videos. Some circuit bending videos to show you that it's really not that bad. And here we have the last screw. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's fix that. Alright, now, close this up, put the batteries back in. And yes, these are still the batteries that came with it. Still going. I've been playing with this thing a lot. Alright, and there we go. Let's make sure the volume is all the way up. Okay, well that's a bad example. Let's see. What do we hear? What we got here? So there you go. That was me opening up the Korg Volca FM. So I said lots of stuff in this video, so please leave your comments. I actually really enjoy reading and responding to as many comments as possible. So make sure to leave some, give me your opinion. Tell me what you thought about the opening of this. Tell me what you thought about some of the topics I discussed. Please, just give me your opinions. So, next week we're going to pull out some more groove boxes and stuff and make some more noise. So look forward to it and subscribe.